Alright, what's cracking with y'all? It's your boy Prince the Hustle God, aka Wise the Warlock, and we reaching in our combat tool bag one more again. It is a cold black affair. Shout out to the mighty LDBC, LDBC only, LDBC or nothing, LDBC everywhere. So, this video is sort of a what if, but it's not a what if. It's a matter of when. More so a matter of when. But a what if because I'm going to use the word hypothetically as a precursor. So, hypothetically, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford don't fight, or they do fight, and somehow miraculously they both win. Neither person loses, meaning it would be a draw. But and they don't rematch each other. What happens when both of these guys move up? What does the climate of 147 look like? What does the climate of 154 look like when these two kings of the division move up? So it leaves me to wonder, if these guys don't retire and they move up, the first thing that came to mind was looking at the current climate of 154. And there's the Fundora, the Towering Inferno, who's like a giant, not really a giant, just extremely tall and long for the weight class. Jermell Charlo is the man right now, the undisputed 154-pound champion. You still have Tony Harrison, who's active, long, tall power puncher. I doubt Jarrett Hurd will be able to make 154 again, so I'll leave him out of the mix. We still have Julian J. Rock Williams. We have the guys coming up, Ammo Truck Simpson. Ammo Williams. We have Truck Simpson. 154 is as it's always been, and that's a stacked division for sure, like no question. And more and more people are showing up, and there's I guess Tim Costazoo. There's mandatories for Jermell Charlo that have names we can't pronounce. There's so many people in that division that division is starting to heat up, and then we look at the division just below 147. We look at Subriel Matias, we look at Regis Prograis, we look at still currently Josh Taylor. Jack Catterall gave him a tough fight, so I'll mention Jack Catterall. But you have Ryan Garcia, I guess. You have Tank Davis. These are the bottom of the 140, and I just dropped to the bottom. I do apologize. 140 is kind of escaping me, but 140 has a bunch of dogs, young and also established. So, and then we go to 147, and you have currently the guys who I'm discussing moving up. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. Then you have Virgil Ortiz. You have Boots Ennis. You have Keith Thurman. You have Danny Garcia's at 154 now as well. But yeah, you have Virgil Ortiz. You have Conor Benn, who's doing a catchweight fight with Chris Eubank Jr., which is absolutely strange. But he's still ranked as a welterweight. So but yeah, and you have a lot of those guys from 140 who are moving up to 147. So you have this middle, the middle classes of boxing, really starting to get, let's say, claustrophobic, and people are either gonna start moving up to make it evident on who they feel is food and or who they feel they cannot beat, and or they're gonna start moving down and exposing themselves even more on where their limitations were and are. I also left off the clown Teofimo Hoaz. He's also at 140 now. So there's a number of names, just a number of names in the 140 through 147. 140 through 154 weight class, and then when you look to see what will the climate of 154 look like after the two kings of 147, it's a good question. It really is, because do the two kings at 147 start fresh if they're coming off of a draw in their initial meetup and fight again? Do they immediately dive head first into the depths of the division? Because the prior mentioned example would make them kind of look like Canelo and Triple G if they just move up and immediately fight each other again. Granted, they're great, but you could have just signed a rematch in the same weight class. I don't want to go in too many different directions with this, but I think the point of it is when these two guys move, we'll see a lot of motion in those three divisions. Whether we see people at 140 all of a sudden cannot make weight at 140 and they move up to 147, or you have people at 154 who all of a sudden can't make weight and move up to 160, or move down from 160 to 154. So watch for the activity post Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Watch for the activity. Till next time, guys, it is a Code Black Affair. Check out 9-4 Films, 9-4 Sun God, 9-4 Films on YouTube, 9-4 Sun God on Instagram. Check out HFO The Firm on YouTube. Check out Acting Right TV. Please check out everything LDBC, The Simple Truth Network, Black Gents Grooming Company, and TrillTalk.net. Deuces.